Thank you for joining us, everyone. It's an abridged version of the show today. We apologize for starting very late. The lecture halls that have been quiet in our tertiary schools for days now, we understand, may soon be coming alive. We're hearing that the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has officially suspended its 2-week warning strike, giving the federal government a 1-month window to address the union's long-standing demands. But they say this isn't a surrender, but a strategic pause. ASUU's history of recurring strikes, some lasting months and derailing academic calendars, reminds us that this truce may be brief unless concrete action follows.
They've given us a counter offer to what we initially presented to them. And this is the first time since 2017, the very first time that government is coming back to the table with an offer, a counter, a position on all the issues that we addressed. From Babalaki to Munzali Jibril to Nimi Briggs, this is the very first time in 8 years that they are bringing an offer back to us. And we want to thank those that have made this possible. We also realize that this counter offer was discussed with the President and Commander-in-Chief, and he's aware. And so that they have reached him and have brought back a counter offer, we hope that he will follow up on what his people are doing to ensure that these things are brought, to a conclusion.
On Beyond the Headlines today, we welcome educationist Yomi Otubela, who is also national president of the Association of Proprietors of Private Schools in Nigeria. We're probing this development, what it means for students waiting to graduate, for universities on the brink, and for a government that has repeatedly promised reform. Mr. Otubela, thank you for joining us. ASUU's neck met overnight and they decided to suspend this strike. You heard the ASUU president there saying it's the first time in a long time that government is making a counter proposal on its demands. How optimistic are you about this one?
Thank you so much for having me. I must say that I commend the ASUU leadership for considering the suspension of the strike. At least academic activities can continue within the school and can make the students get back to table and can make the calendar of the year to run as scheduled. However, I am not too comfortable because there are doubts for the fact that the federal government shouldn't have allowed this strike to start in the first place. Ab initio, we shouldn't have allowed the children to stay off school for 2 weeks because this can cause a lot of delay in their graduation. Some of them who had proposed to start one project or the other will be affected. There will be disrespect for our institution. And however, the 1-month notice given to them to sort out the issue is sufficient if federal government is true to themselves, at least to have timeline for the deliverables. It might not be sufficient for the actual structural implementation, but for the planning and agreement and signing of implementation timeline, that can be sufficient for them. And I believe that the current federal government representative and the leadership of the legislature that has waded into the issue should be able to work within the timeline given by us so that we won't have the repeat of this any longer.
Our public universities have suffered multiple strikes in the past years. One of them lasted for as long as 9 months. Precisely, walk us through, as a stakeholder, the impact of this strike on the quality of education and perhaps even the mental health of the students involved.
Sincerely, I must say that we shouldn't have any reason to allow this to happen, because when we go on strike, a lot of disruptions happen to the academic system. And this, of course, will go a long way to demoralize both the lecturers and the students, demotivate the teachers, and often ensure that the children get distracted from academics. A lot of our rich personnel, rich citizens have decided to look elsewhere for education of their children, thereby leaving our tertiary institution to the level it is today, because stakeholders no longer believe in the quality of education that is coming out of that institution, given that most semesters activities are shrink together to afford them to finish even when strikes are on. And at times, it also affects the quality of research activities carried out by these lecturers, because there are times for their publications, there are timelines for the completion of this project. And when there are strikes, there is a stop in most cases to all these activities. And to us, it is impacting us negatively, and it is eroding the trust that we have in the university education in Nigeria system.
What should schools be doing differently? Because this has happened over and over. Are there buffer solutions that institutions can, begin to work on to prepare themselves for this occurrence? Because it's happened for so many times, we've lost count.
I think by now we need to want to face this issue once and for all. I remember that the issue of this ASUU strike is not new. It has started from the 1978, when ASUU used to be the National Union of University Teachers, and AUT, before they metamorphosing into ASUU, where the welfare package of lecturers has not been looked into, and the infrastructure are also degrading day by day, where we have the salary of professors to be put over currently about over 500,000, and we have the VC having about 1.5 million per month. That cannot make our lecturer be worthy and good enough to lead the kind of the youths that we want to build for national development. Where we have in other sectors, the lawmakers are earning as much as 14 million naira for also serving this country. I think we need our lecturers, our professors deserve more than this. And what we need to do is for well-meaning Nigeria to weigh into this. The legislation have started, and they should be true with their intention, so that we can all bring this to an end this season.
Well, good place to leave it. Let's hope that this administration can solve this problem once and for all. That's our time. Yamil Tubela is National President the National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools. Thank you so much for talking to us on the program this evening.